You work out at home to drop some body fat, to start changing your body and getting healthier, but the weight isn't dropping like you expect, and definitely not fast enough. You're not alone, but I'm going to guess that there's one simple habit that takes 10 minutes a day that you're not doing. And if you did it, that would eliminate the inconsistent progress and frustration. Once you hear what it is though, you may be like most people and blow it off as unnecessary or think it's too serious. Before I tell you what it is though, stick around for the whole video, because after I tell you, I'm also going to share with you a 6-step strategy to start doing it, to learn this habit that only takes 10 minutes a day. Learn how to do it quickly, easily, and with less frustration, so you can get to the making progress part faster. But first, why should you listen to me? Well, I've been a personal trainer for 18 years and I've done my own workouts from home for 5 years now, since 2020. On top of that, since February of this year, I started doing this habit that takes 5 to 10 minutes a day to go through 2 fat loss phases, 2 muscle gain phases, and make better results than I ever have before. I'm not done yet, but these are the results I've achieved since starting back in February. Okay, so what's the habit? It's food tracking or calorie tracking, depending on what you want to call it. Did you have that immediate gut reaction that it's too serious or that it's only for bodybuilders? I'm not trying to make you into a serious fitness person or into a bodybuilder. Just like I don't try and do that for my clients. I don't try and turn my clients into that. But I do want you to have more success seeing that fat loss that you're working hard for by working out at home. Food tracking for busy people like you and me, not for bodybuilders, really comes down to 2 things. First, it's about minimizing wasted time. And second, it's about getting better results. Let's quickly dive into how food tracking accomplishes these 2 things before I break down my 6-step system for doing it easily and with less frustration, so you can get to this making progress part that much faster. Okay, so first let's talk about how food tracking, it helps minimize wasted time, which is arguably the most practical reason to do it. First off, it provides accountability for the nutrition side of things. Instead of guessing what you're doing calorie-wise or with certain food groups like protein or carbs or fats, you would know exactly what you're doing, right? And because of that, because you're knowing and not guessing, you also have something to base your decisions off of. You have an idea, then you know what to adjust if anything's not on track. You know what to adjust then to get it on track so you can start seeing results. So it can minimize wasted time by helping you make the right decisions that'll have the biggest impact on getting the result that you want. Number 2, how does food tracking help us see better results? Well, first off, the results you get could be more consistent. If you're consistently hitting your targets, then you're going to be making more consistent progress. That's what's possible. Less ups and downs, less fluctuations, more the result, more the progress that you want to see. And in turn, what that does is one of 2 things. You can either accomplish more, see a bigger result in less time, or if you have your desired goal, you can reach that goal faster, more quickly. If we're talking fat loss, then you can be done with the fat loss workouts, you can be done with the diet that much sooner and on to the next part of your fitness or your health goal. So those are the 2 ways that food tracking really minimizes wasted time, that it really can speed up your progress and your success with your fitness goals, especially for busy people that have a lot of other things going on in their life. Now, before we go on to the 6-step strategy, if you've enjoyed the video so far, please consider clicking like, subscribing, because that would really help me reach more people like you who want to get better results while working out at home. Okay, so the 6-step strategy to learn food tracking or just to start doing it. Number 1, choose an app. 2 of the main ones that I recommend are Chronometer, which is what I use, or MyFitnessPal. You just download them, make an account. The free accounts, not the paid versions, are perfectly good for what you need. Step number 2, make your initial daily plan. So what I mean by that is plan or think of how you're going to start food tracking. Are you going to track in the app every meal, or are you going to write it down in some form on your phone, on a computer, on a piece of paper, and then transfer that into the app later in the day or at the end of the day? Find a solution that works best for you right now, right? This is just your initial plan. And then once you practice it, you can see if you need to change anything with how you do it to make it easier for your schedule. Step number 3 is just to start, and you might need to start small. So obviously the best way is to track everything, track all your meals, track the drinks you're drinking in a day, Then you'll get the most complete information. That helps you make the best decisions when you're reflecting on what's happened and any adjustments you need to make. But if you need to start smaller than that, feel free to do that. Whatever you think you can be consistent with is best. So whether that's only tracking 1 or 2 meals and that's where you start and you build up from there, or tracking like one food group, probably protein or carbs would be the two best options to choose there. Just something you can do consistently to get started. And then step number 4 is commit to that for at least 2 weeks, because it'll take about 1 to 2 weeks to learn to get used to the app, remembering to food track, to enter everything into the app. So commit to it for at least 2 weeks. Step number 5 is track results. What I mean by that is track your body weight over those 2 weeks. Even better, do what I recommend my clients do. Track your body weight a few times a week by stepping on a scale and then taking some progress pictures again, also every week. I actually have 3 sets of progress pictures because you would take them at the start, after the first week, and then after the second week. So then you can compare the information in the app from the tracking you've been doing with the results of your body weight and also the comparing to the visuals of what you see in your photos. Okay, which leads us to step 6, which is comparing and assessing your results. How did you do over those 2 weeks? Did you learn anything by going through the food tracking process? Did it get easier? Did you learn any better ways to do it? And then related to the results, did what you expect to happen, did that actually happen? Or were there any surprising results that you weren't expecting? And then what decisions could you make to keep making progress towards your goal based on what happened over these last 2 weeks? So now that we covered that 6-step strategy, let me tell you how I started back in February during my first fat loss phase. I started using Chronometer. I started tracking all my meals, all the foods in the app, and I took my body weight 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, in the morning after waking up. Probably like a lot of you, I was worried about how time consuming it would be. Because I was worried about how much time it would take, what I decided to do, what I started with, I weighed out my food. You would have to do that when you food track. I wrote down my foods and how much of everything I ate or I drank. I wrote it all in a notes app on my phone, every meal. And then at the end of the day, I would transfer it over into the app. And then after about 5 days during the first week, I realized I was making double the work for myself. So instead of using the notes app on my phone, just every meal, since I was weighing the food anyways, since I was logging it anyways, instead of putting it into the notes app on my phone, I put it right into Chronometer, right into the food tracking app. And since then, that's what I was doing, right? And now all these months later, I've gotten to the point where it takes probably closer to 5 minutes a day to get this done, but it keeps me on target, making consistent progress, whether that's towards a fat loss goal during the fat loss phases I've done, or on track making progress towards the muscle gain goal during one of the muscle gain phases I've been going through. There you have it, the unbelievable power of food tracking, a simple 5 to 10 minute a day habit that can really accelerate fat loss progress and reduce frustration by providing nutritional accountability. Not only that, but I've also shared with you a 6-step strategy for starting to food track quickly and with less frustration and without making the same mistakes that I made when I started. Although it can feel intimidating, maybe now you feel ready to start food tracking, to accelerate your fat loss progress as we go into 2026, to minimize wasted time and see better results. Follow my 6-step strategy that I've outlined in this video. And if you follow it for the whole 2 weeks, drop a comment below and let me know how it went for you and what results you saw from giving it a try.